Alright, let's give this a shot. Mercury retrograde, what could go right here? The silence is unmeasurable. The mystery expands. Within it, all things possible. And you know your limits through awareness. And awareness at the primal expression is a sense and freedom over limitation. At least that's what it seems to be for me at this time. You know, what can be said? What hasn't been said? What gives us the reason to speak, to listen? It comes and it goes. It's like the wind. Alright, so I'm in a place, my love knows this place. My child knows this place. Some others know this place. If you don't know this place, welcome to this place. It's an ancient, ancient land. But isn't Oliver, isn't existence itself? Isn't terra firma? The isness. Let's try this for the isness. If we're still recording, meant to be. If not, c'est la vie. It's alright. Let's get grounded here. So what do we do in this isness? Are we actually doing it, or is it doing us? Conception, the limit. Or is it allowance? What can be worth a damn? What's worth anything? You know, if work, the 9 to 5, the daily grind, the hustle, so to speak, it literally is a hustle. If that's all that you can give a shit about, then that's the limit for you. In a world force feeding you convictions which put you in touch with repressed energies, you have to digest, you have to climb, you have to swim, you have to march through the casting of previous convictions. You have to find purity in creation. Because the isness is always happening. The moment, continuous. It never changed. It was just us. So there's this ineffable, this static, where all things are possible. All things are probable. Possible is a limitation. People ask me why I don't do certain things, why I didn't believe certain things, why I don't go along to get along. It's because I know. And they think that I'm ego-bound, hubristic. I know something they don't. I just know I'm ignorant. I just know a feeling. And the feeling isn't in an absolution. It's in an eternal change. And that's what I know. And it finds many thinks, many forms, many truths which rise to fill the need for whatever it is I feel inside. I can't find the language within to fill the void with, so I cast it into it and it becomes something, an icon. So, that starts young, and we repress that within us. All of us feel that. We all know there are no absolutions. We can't handle it, so we are compelled to hold sacred relation to creation. And since we don't really know creation, we only know the limitation of our conception, we settle on the perfection of a replication from a previous expression. And that's natural, that's growth. That's how the tree grows, it's how we grow. Existence itself, isness, happens that way. And when you get caught up in the day-to-day, the mundane reality, the trivial pursuits, we can't accept what we hold within, what we push down. We can't accept that we're choosing a life of woe. We can't accept that we ourselves have led ourselves down a path to meaninglessness because we either didn't know or we couldn't show the value of ourselves in this world. We couldn't find a place for that. And a lot of it is programming. It's the cosmic relation, the contrast divide between you and the convictions, the beliefs of others. Whether they're canonized in religious form and systemized form and cultural, societal form or not. So the pole star to the isness of this conception is ignorance. That's the closest to the ineffable we can get. It doesn't mean we settle into retard mode and we just allow shit to happen and we go along to get along. It doesn't mean that we got to find the answer and find this power of conviction to stand on terra firma with. It means to be open to the truth. And it's very simple. It's just feet on the dirt, the felt presence of the experience. Can you cast meaning into the icons of existence? Can you create them? Can you create what you have not yet experienced, seen, felt, conceived? How do you do that? You can only do it by accident. And happy accidents bless the ignorance. The mother of invention is necessity, and the world will continue to give us that. But there's a necessity within you to grow, to change. There's many languages, many systems. It's not what to think, it's how to think, and the way to do it is to forget how to think. The playful creation of existence, not the dark spectrum of survival, of standing tall and strong and firm for a narrative. When you're in your truth, you are standing strong. You're standing firm, you're standing tall in spirit. In like truth, like systems, if they don't grow, if they don't force you to question, to, for lack of a better word, evolve, to change, then they're not really honoring you. They're not honoring isness, they're honoring what was, the wasness. All right, so Venus is entering Virgo today. Jupiter in the early degrees of Leo. Chiron at 0. Taurus trining Venus, squaring Jupiter. Moon, I think, is in Taurus still. I pay attention when I need to pay attention. I only pay attention to communally express values that we can all learn from, hold, at least for a moment. What does all this mean? Okay, think of isness, the form, your body, the sense I am, this earth, the heavens, the stars, all conception. Think of that as Gaia. Think of the unseen change, the winds of change, whether you want to call them solar winds or whatever, or time. Think of Oranos, think of the songs, the hymns of creation. This moment is always here. The facade, the moment changes in form, but it's eternal. It's an eternal memory. And it's only a memory because we can conceive of the idea. The ring, the ding of existence is within you. So, honor creation by honoring who you have not been, who you could be, what you could do. You don't have to get out of the replicated perfection of the memory loops. It will happen naturally. You just got to follow the heart. Do what the heart has yearned for. To get to the heart, you got to swim through desire. What desire does not limit you to a archonic polarity dynamic from past ancestral trauma loop convictions, Romeo Juliet stuff. Imagine, if you will, with Venus and Virgo, you are a star fallen to earth from the heavens. You embody what it means to feel all this isness, all the emotions. As the emotions awake through your consciousness, you hold the shadow, the demons rise. And they carry the child, the purity of the fire, the angel within you, the highest of lights. And as you rear these demons, these shadows, the repressed things within you, you choose and you make mistakes. And you realize those mistakes weren't quite as mistaken as you thought they were for other things. And you slowly realize that wasn't you, that was the experience. The experience is ever changing, it's always growing, and this angel, this fire is growing within you. It's burning through all this persona. It's evolving, cultivating the archetypes, the dynamics of static conviction, recognition of awareness, stuck through slow processes of growth. Or something like that. So Venus in Virgo, Virgo being the fool's journey. It is the sign of Mercury. Mercury is retrograde in Cancer, the sign of the moon. The repressions within you, they can define you. And they define you to find you. You realize you are who you are not through being in relation with things which actually don't serve you or anyone else. They serve time, purpose, time and field, form for continued change. So how do you pull back the purity of creation and say, okay, from this moment on, I'm moving with this intention. It might be a short-lived intention, but it's bringing me to the next peak. Climbing up, evolving the demons, the statics, the trauma loop convictions, the isness into a higher form. And higher doesn't mean better, it's just, it means it's hip and with it now. We're bringing the future into creation, incarnation, rather than emoting the past. Now a lot of cycles are playing out. People have to play out their karmic legacies. They have to honor the legacy of creation from the past. And we've all probably been there, at least in this life, to some degree. So the world will be worlding, and you have to world. And you will decide if you want to continue the world of that or you want to create something new. The world will only change if everyone changes. You can't control everyone else, you can only control you. And you don't even really control you, you direct yourself. You are the parent, the God of this I am. If you bring that forward and other people bring that forward, it can't be stopped. It cannot be controlled. It has to be integrated, and that's how all growth is. In the contrast divide, that's where the growth is. That's where we rise. That's where some fall. So by honoring you, you heal the ancestors, you heal yourself, you heal this world. By honoring you, you create, you become co-creator with existence. You start to sing your song into this hymn of isness. The orchestra grows. And the static becomes dynamic. That's what's happening. All past prophecy is replicated, trauma loop convictions. Whether you choose your creation or it chooses you, you have the choice. to see this world as a new adventure, to see yourself in a different light. And when you do that, you can't help but see others in a different light. It adds perspective, more colors to the spectrum, higher definition, a more expanded view. What is the purity of creation? Maybe more importantly, what it could be. And the only way to get that answer is to get into your ignorance. That's where the heart grows. So Mars is in Gemini, choices, rising, passion. Where does it go? How do you put it into life? How do you do it without shoulda, coulda, woulda, trauma loop echoes? Well, know that by honoring yourself, you're honoring others. You may not have the answers. You may not be able to explain it or share it, but in time, when the awareness grows for yourself and others, they will see that it's for the best. And that's how the world is. It appears one way and then it flips to something else, always. So, be a God, be a creator, be a human, be a being, be a fool. And walk tall in your ignorant conviction. And try not to step on sharp things. But if you do, it's all right, you'll heal.